No beans. Hello, hello.
Welcome back to another part. I hope you're all doing well this morning or night whenever you're watching this. And yeah, let's get back into it. So we were on this save here. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagine myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. Haha, you think you got me, but you didn't. The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort, then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed.
Я новенький.
I am the transfer student.
Мне вот сказали к вам подойти.
I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. Winding. Wait, what? The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. Hmm. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages.
А фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
Petrov.
Громче говори.
Huh? What are you mumbling there?
Чего мямлишь?
Say it clearly.
Петров.
Petrov.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white.
Мне сказали, 204 кабинет, Лилия Павловна, 6 В.
They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke because they're all
Что за
laughing.
бардак?
What's wrong with the school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many interns?
Только знают, что губяки свои малевать. А я разгребай, значит.
They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет? Не первый раз ведь уже.
How do they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh, we've had the same thing happen so many times already.
Подожди здесь. Сейчас.
Wait here, I'll be back.
Сейчас я им устрою.
I'll have to have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, dancing on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump. with the wind in my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, "This new boy, is he one of us or an outsider?" Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board! It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here.
Эй, очкарик!
Hey, Four Eyes!
Ты чё, не только слепой, но еще и глухой?
Are you not only blind but also deaf?
Доску вытри, говорю!
I said, wipe the board. My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be. Dude, if I were him, I would go over to the sky and fucking knock him out. Disrespectful son of a bitch.
Ну что мне с тобой делать-то?
And what should I do with you now?
Куда сажать, а?
Where will you sit?
Давай-ка сядь, наверное, с Семеном.
Oh well, you can sit with Simeon, I guess.
Он все равно один.
He's alone anyway.
Еще чего?
No way! The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratched his belly and smirked.
Ты опять за старое?
Are you back to your old tricks?
Снова бабушку в школу вызывать?
Should I call your grandma here again? The classroom went silent.
А чё она мне сделает?
And what she's gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе сделаю.
I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't.
Рюкзак убрал быстро.
Put away your backpack now. Simeon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I needed to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me.
Я могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется, свободно.
I think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Simeon, then back at me.
Ладно, садись пока туда.
Fine, go there for now.
А с тобой, Бабурин, мы еще поговорим.
And you, Buburin, I'll have to talk with you later.
Чтобы подошел после уроков.
Come to me after classes.
Будешь по классу дежурить, ясно?
You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Simeon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the top of his nose, ripe for the taking. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start.
Вот и хорошо. Начнем урок.
Now this is settled, let's start the class.
Тема: традиции русской и мировой литературы в рассказе Зощенко «Не надо врать».
Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature in Zoshenko's Don't Lie. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. I'd knock that fucker out. After a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain on my notebook. Then, at the cafeteria, the Simeon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. Compote, a dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruits and berries. I think I know what that is. Yeah. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Just before the final period for today, Simeon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh, sweet Jesus. Did you have to put him that low? And they made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took from the class rep before, right in her chest. Dude, okay. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from
Прости,
embarrassment.
ты в порядке?
I'm sorry, are you alright?
Я...
Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на него.
Will you look at him,
Облапал меня прямо у всех на глазах.
gripping me in front of everyone?
Я сейчас все маме расскажу.
I'll tell my mom. Yeah, what's your mom gonna do? Phone the police?
Тебя из школы выгонят, извращенец.
They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit-up match to the Schaefer Beetle. What? Okay.
Я нечаянно, меня толкнули.
I didn't mean to, he pushed me.
Все видели. Слепых среди нас нет.
We all saw that, you know. No blind among us. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simeon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули? Чё, правда?
I pushed you? You sure? He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да?
Like,
Что ты сделаешь?
like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, "Come on, hit me, let me see you try." Nah, fuck this guy.
Слушай, ты...
Listen, you. My throat went dry and my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Simeon wore a mocking smile. Go brush your teeth, you fat fuck.
Давай, давай, продолжай, очкарик.
Go on, Four Eyes.
Чё примолк-то?
Why did you stop?
Нам всем очень интересно.
We're all waiting.
Если еще хоть раз меня тронешь...
If you ever touch me again, Simeon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead.
Натронул и чё?
I did, so what?
Еще хоть раз!
If you ever do it again,
Тронул!
here,
А вот
once
ещё.
more,
И
and
ещё.
again,
И
and
ещё.
again,
И
and
ещё.
again. He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backward. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Чё ты мне
What?
сделаешь, мямля?
What will a wimp like you do to me? Oh, you have no idea, fucker. My vision went blurry. My soles tore off the floor, from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking.
Ха!
What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Simeon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. No used force, no pain. Yeah, good. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule? I needed to
Стопэ!
run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies.
Лилия Павловна!
Lilia Pavlovna.
Лилия Павловна! Петров Бабурина ударил!
Lilia Pavlovna. Petrov just hit Baburin. Simeon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me.
Тебе
You
пиздец!
are fucking done. Yeah, what you gonna do about it, huh? You gonna choke me out? Yeah, that's what I thought. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fist will go. The solar plexus, the jaw, the nose, but he just turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped up in my head. I'm going to get killed today. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Simeon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school, laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Simeon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out from the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap with the American condor on its head. The sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's mostly likely already dead.
Привет.
Hello. I shuddered and turned around. At first my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. She's cute. She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. The spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Simeon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing or something in her green notebook.
Здравствуй.
Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor.
Круто ты ему врезал.
It was cool the way you hit him. Ah, that was the right choice. Let's go.
Это вышло случайно.
It was just an
Почти.
accident, almost. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands.
Вроде Семен раньше таким не был.
Simeon wasn't like that before.
Он к нам недавно перевелся.
He also transferred here just recently.
Бабушка мне его по секрету сказала, что он словно взбесился.
His grandma...
Семена даже...
Fuck, go back. His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Even the upperclassmen fear Simeon, did you know?
А ты вот молодец.
But you're different.
Не струсил.
You're brave.
Угу.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right, me, brave. A hero that has to be standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes.
А ты за рекой живешь?
Do you live over the river?
В том деревянном доме?
In that wooden house?
Ну да.
Yeah,
Там, наверное, страшно.
must be scary living there.
Да еще через лес идти.
And you also have to cross the forest.
Я бы так не смогла.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied.
Да не так уж там и страшно.
It's not that scary.
А что тебя так пугает?
What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream.
Да так. Ничего.
Well, actually, never mind.
Меня, кстати, Полина
My
зовут.
name is Paulina, by the way,
А меня Антон.
and I'm Anton.
Ну, это я знаю.
I already know that.
Слушай, Антон,
Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue.
а что ты делаешь после школы?
What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant.
Ничего такого.
Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Elisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Could she be the fox girl? I don't know. Her playful eyes and the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl is waiting for me after the school? Or was it another of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace.
У меня сейчас занятие, скрипка, а потом я свободна.
I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free.
Дедушка мне репетитора нанял.
My grandpa hired me a private tutor.
Наш учитель музыки, он же скрипач. А здесь, в поселке, ему некому преподавать. Только мне.
A music teacher's a violinist and he doesn't have anyone to teach her except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Elisa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. It felt like I was very small and the feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me.
Тут говорят, что у нас в поселке маньяк завелся.
They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village.
Раньше со школы меня всегда дедушка забирал, но в последнее время ему не здоровится.
Normally, Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Vova's photo. His eyes were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick, just like the portrait on a gravestone.
Ты не подумай, я не трусишка, просто
I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just...
мне кажется, что с тобой будет безопаснее.
I think I'll be safer together with you.
Антон, ты сможешь проводить меня до дома?
Oh shit! Damn, what do you say to that? Will you go home with me, Anton? My guy, he has a lot of riz, this man. There it is. There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel. Thinking of Simeon instantly sobered me up, returned me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Paulina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out won't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Paulina will see all of it. And she'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, I don't see anybody to see me in such a shameful state.
Сегодня вряд ли получится.
I doubt I'll be able to today.
Ты же знаешь, Семен, скорее всего, караулит на школьном дворе.
You know, Simeon is waiting for me outside.
Лучше мне с ним разобраться лично, по-мужски.
And you deal with him one-on-one like a man.
Глупости какие.
Nonsense. Paulina brushed off some hair off her forehead, and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. I remember the summer evenings at the country house, the fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could have I foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the crackle of the coals in our parents' laughs, in the smell of the fleeting July. Could I have seen how fragile that world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь будет честно драться?
Do you really think that savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими дружками набросятся всем скопом, опомниться даже не дадут.
He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch his breath, without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Polina suddenly flashed a devious smile.
Но если мы пойдем вместе, это их ошарашит.
But if we go together, they will be put off.
Я же не только первая скрипка на деревне. Я ведь еще и девочка.
I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl. I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl. Interesting.
Слышала от знакомого хулигана, что он никогда не нападает на кого-то в присутствии девушки.
I've heard from a delinquent I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around.
Представляешь, у них кодекс чести такой.
Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. A delinquent, you know? I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller and more handsome?
Ой, мне на музыку пора.
Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Polina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamp, she looked much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Soy's song echoed my thoughts and my desire to change something. Victor Soy, a singer, I think I butchered that, a singer and a frontman of a popular Soviet rock band, Kino, that played a mix of new wave and post-punk. Their hit song Peer Men Changes is one of the most popular rock tracks of the new Russian era. Died in a car accident. Oh, rest in peace, man. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly.
Жалко.
A pity.
Ну ладно, я побежала.
Oh well, I'll be going.
Пока!
Did you just call me a baka? Did you just call me an idiot? No, I'm kidding. Bye. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways.
Пока!
Bye! I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Simeon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. I imagine my sister happy like those girls who get prizes from Supanev in the finest hour. Sergei Supanev, a Soviet and Russian TV host, the most prolific showman of the Russian kids' TV in the 90s. He hosted teen prizes as well as computer entertainment shows. Supanov died on December 8th, 2001 when he crashed his snowmobile into a river pier. Jesus. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a new popular boys band like Ivanushki International. Ivanushki is International, a Russian boy band that was popular in the 90s and early 2000s and consisted of 3 singers. Its songwriter and vocalist Igor Sorin died to a fall from the 6th-story balcony. The official police report claimed it to be a suicide. Oleg Yakovlev substituted him in the band and later died from cirrhosis. Jesus, so many tragic deaths. Mom and Dad hugging in the Ostankino pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Turn me around and I'll tell you who's stupid. I bet something offensive is written on the other side. I wonder how long would Simeon keep turning it around if it fell into his hands. An abandoned sink bucket with a rag on the bottom of it, filled to the brim with murky tap water. It reeked of salty chemicals and the stench was so intense that I felt sick. I staggered away from it, praying that I don't meet the same fate as the person on cleaning duty. After closing my backpack, I ran down the stairs. Oh, I only get one choice. You went on a date with Elisa. What? Is that it? I thought I could have, like, just look at them, like, admire them or something. Okay. I didn't know that I was going on a date. Game. Thank you. I scanned my surroundings through the window in the main hall. I mean, I would go on a date with Elisa because, like, I like crazy girls, but yeah. Nobody's suspicious in sight. The school doors creaked. The sound was similar to the music from a thriller, the high note that comes before an intense scene. I ran around the school corner, trying not to catch anyone's attention. The smell of pastry and burnt sugar wafted from the school cafeteria. I froze when I saw a silhouette in the second-floor window. It must be Paulina, gliding a bow on violin strings, with her head slightly tilted to the side. I wish I could hear the melody she played, but Paulina was only a dark outline on the window's yellow sheet. I dragged my feet forward. The net on a football goal in the yard fluttered in the wind. The same wind that hurled small white whirlwinds through the field. Somewhat nearby, an invisible tractor was humming, scaring away the crowd of cawing birds. The hum of its engine sounded like the howls of hungry beasts that chased me through the snowy desert. Elisa in her scary mask also came to mind. Right now, the light of day, it was really hard to believe she was real. What did she say back then? At the backyard near the hanged man. What did she mean by that? I'm pretty sure this one here. Oh, hello there. A forest squirrel chomping on sunflower seeds. Someone from the school is probably feeding her. Interesting. I looked at the wall. There was a hanged man drawing under the thin black line of resin. Someone played the hangman there. Something was scribbled on both sides of the man. Escape, fear, truth.
Ближе, мой сладкий.
Come closer, sweetheart. It took me a while to realize where the sound is coming from. My eyes strolled through the cul-de-sac at the school backyard, through the windows and snow. One of the snow piles started trembling like a volcano before it erupts.
твое сердце!
Jesus. Bruh. I like you, but don't do that again. Give me your heart. In the blink of an eye, the white crust crumbled and a fox jumped at me. She made a gracious bow, enjoying the effect her appearance had on me. The silver of snow shined on her coat. I couldn't even imagine that thinking about girls with tails can be this. I don't know what to compare it to. Something infectious? Toxically sweet?
Отпор не дал, сердце потерял.
Fight back or your heart is in my bag. She giggled so enthusiastically that it forced me to smile.
Да ну тебя!
Oh, come on. I quickly rolled a ball of snow and threw it at Elisa. She tried to dodge, but it was too late. A hit to the shoulder.
Ох ты ж! Гадкий мальчишка!
Ah, you insolent boy.
Да, вот такой я!
Yeah, that's me. The fox slowly backed down, trying to arm herself.
Ты хитер, да мы хитрей.
You are sly, but I'm a fox.
Ловок ты, да мы ловчей.
I think out of the box. Wow, we got a poet here. Her retribution was swift. A snowball arched its way above the snow yard, and the ravens flying in the air. I wanted to duck, but slipped and fell to my knees. And while I was getting up, I caught a huge chunk of snow with my face. It burned up from the cold. I swore loudly from immense disappointment.
Блять!
Bliat! Using the words I heard in Sector Gaza's songs on the cassettes I hid from my parents. Sector Gaza, a Soviet and Russian rock band that played the so-called kolkhoz hillbilly punk, founded by songwriter and singer Yuri Kalinskik. Yurakoi. The band often paid homages to popular Western rock bands and used a lot of profanity and fairy tale themes in their lyrics. Supposedly died from overdosing on drugs. If Dad heard this, he would have definitely gave me a good whooping. He had very low tolerance towards obscene words and always communicated in clean Russian.
Да ладно тебе.
Oh, come on.
Не больно же совсем.
It can't hurt that much. She brushed off my hood as if to show compassion, took me by the elbow and helped me get up. With care uncharacteristic for a child, she took off my glasses, blew away the snowflakes that were stuck to them, and handed them back.
Вот так. 1-1, Тоша.
Now we're even, Tosha. I love this girl. Only people who were close to me called me that. And I haven't even seen her real face, didn't know her last name, what class she was from, and if she had a real tail under her coat.
Желаешь отыграться?
Want to get ahead?
Мы хотели поискать Вову, помнишь?
We're going to look for Vova, remember?
Лучше поторопиться, а то меня родители станут искать.
We'd better hurry before my parents start looking for me. The fox let out a lazy yawn.
Родители.
Parents.
Как скучно. Да не будь ты таким занудой.
Don't be so boring.
Давай чуть-чуть поиграем. Все равно тебе дома тоскливо.
Let's play for a bit. You're always bored at home
А
anyway.
ты откуда знаешь?
And how do you know that?
Тоже мне тайна.
It's not even a secret.
Со взрослыми да в 4 стенах. Тоска смертная.
It's all.
Всегда.
It's always way too boring being locked up in a house full of adults.
У меня от стены взрослых нервный тик. Вот.
I get all jittery from both houses and parents, see? Her furry fox brow started twitching. I faked a laugh in reply, unsure whether being able to move parts of her mask was like that was genuinely funny or not.
Ну же, Тоша, решайся.
Come on, Tosha, don't be scared.
Я же вижу, ты хочешь поиграть.
I can see you want to play.
Если победишь...
And if you win... Oh my god. The fox girl got dangerously close to me and stood on her tiptoes, almost touching my face with her rough little nose. Playful fires danced deep in her eyes. She smelled nice, like berries in citrine. Is this the smell of independence and true freedom? I mean, the kind where all you have to do in your life is run wild and eat sweets? Her whisper poured into my ear like scalding hot water.
Если победишь, буду твоим провожатым.
If you win, I'll be your guide.
Поверь, мне есть есть что тебе показать.
Believe me, I have lots of things to show you. Oh, do you know?
Найдем твоего Вову.
We'll surely find your Vova for one. I felt as if a giant invisible spring bent inside me. My tummy hurt, but the sensation was somehow not exactly unpleasant. It was so weird. I just had a conversation with Paulina and now Elisa was going to drag me along with her.
А если проиграю?
And what if I lose?
Душу из тебя выцарапаю, неженка.
I'll claw out your soul, softy.
Давай, скорей.
Come on, let's go. She burst out laughing with the hem of her coat and ran toward the road we used to come to school in the morning. Her promise, that sounded almost like a threat, hypnotized me. I bent down and scooped up some snow. I wish I had a device that could tell whether Elisa was joking or being serious. Or is there always a third option with people like her? Between her jokes, her laughter, and her hot breath on my ear, I wanted to win. To punish her for the lightness and freedom she possessed that was clearly too much for an average girl. When I, on the other hand, was possessed, or rather intoxicated, by the thirst for adventure by my curiosity. Just like that when I ate the cherries from my mom's nalivka and lied down with my eyes closed while the bed was spinning around underneath me. Nalivka, a sweet alcohol drink made from fruits and berries, often called berry vodka. It normally contains only 25 to 30% of alcohol. Jesus, that's a lot. I spat, then cleaned my lips. Do you want to play, little sister fox? Well then, let's play. I armed myself with a snowball and chased the fleeing fox girl. I saw a familiar street with the window posts that didn't look scary anymore. They were just logs covered in snow. If I were to shout now, the guards would start barking, the guard dogs would start barking, and their owners would peek out of their windows. Elisa's small silhouette was mocking me from far away, so it was useless to try hitting her with a snowball for now, waste of ammunition. Birches, mutilated by the cold, peeked out to view along the clear road. A giant snow pile towered near one of the trees. It was probably the place where the tractor brought all the snow from the village. A whole family of foxes would fit in such a pile. No, I thought, she's the only fox around here. She or alone is already too much. My second morning acquaintance was running around near the edge of the forest, the stray with a mangy tail. She sniffed around and marked the naked berry bushes and ran toward the other ones. Elisa showed up from under the hill.
Жулька, за
Zulka,
мной, девочка.
Zulka, follow me, girl. The dog's ears perked up. It barked in agreement and followed her lead. We ran farther and farther, exchanging snowballs, laughing and stumbling. The winter forest towered in front of us, reaching for the low clouds. We were at the edge of its shadow, bony and almost corporeal. The fox hid behind a huge pine, clearly trying to get close to me and shove some snow down my collar. It was a good plan, but Zulka, who was running circles around me, gave her away. I broke off a dry branch and decided to act even trickier. I put a hat on it and peeked it from the side of the pine. I'll make her think that it's my head. That is clever. I bit my lip to stop myself from laughing, then jumped out from the other side and performed a point-blank throw. Elisa probably cracked my plan right away, but still let me win 3-1. I was wounded in the leg and she got shot in the chest and in the stomach, losing imaginary blood in front of my eyes. Pleading for mercy while also choking from laughter.
Молюсь, жалься.
Please, mercy.
Помираю.
I'm dying.
Да все, живи!
Okay, I'll let you live.
Спасибо, добрый рыцарь.
Thank you, oh valiant knight. She pretended to bow to me, then grabbed two full handfuls of snow and, like a dying warrior, threw them my way in a last-ditch effort. I dodged her attack easily, laughing uncontrollably and being mad at the same time. I finished her with 2 precise shots.
Живи, живи.
He'll let me live, huh?
Научил бы меня жить, раз умный такой.
Teach me how to do it, if you're so smart.
Молчи, ты умерла уже.
Shut up, you're already dead.
Тоже мне помеха.
Huh, when did that stop me?
Давай сыграем в кое-что поинтереснее.
Let's play something more interesting. She dashed behind the trees after blowing snow in my direction.
Раз, два, прилети, сова.
1, 2, time to play with you.
3, 4, 5, время поиграть.
3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. I hesitantly moved toward the windfall.
6, да, 6, дыбом волчья шерсть.
6 on end, the wolf's grey fur will stand. I thought it was a real tail gliding across the bushes. I rushed to the intertwined branches that helped Elisa to hide as if something was pulling me there. I had to move them, tear them off like spiderweb. Branches sprang back in my face, but it felt like they were caressing my cheeks and not hitting them. I was sweating, but still had a lot of stamina left. I'll make sure to catch you, little fox. Elisa's voice was wandering among the windfall.
7, 8, бьем копытом озимь.
7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait.
А я тебя недооценила.
Seems like I underestimated you.
Думала, ты просто мальчик.
I thought you were just a boy. Confident that she was behind the dry pine, I rushed to intercept her, but the local acoustics tricked me. Her voice was already echoing from the other
А
side.
ты зайчик.
And you're a bunny.
Шустренький, хорошенький.
So nimble, so cute. A snowball flew at me from the shadows, whistling near my ear.
Я тебе дам, зайчик.
I'll show you a bunny.
Мне зайчика дай.
Yeah, do that, show me. A bright fox fur coat flashed near a rotten stump. I rushed there, jumping over a ravine.
Зайчик, выходи скорей. Мясом накорми зверей.
Bunny, show yourself, be brave. Give the beasts fresh meat they crave. This furry color that flashed from every tree was the most important thing in the world for me. My lips started trembling as if I was a cowboy that was chasing his prey. One jump and the fox was in my embrace, so soothed and desirable, so smooth.
Все, 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 ты победил.
Fine, fine, you win. She leaned against the scratchy bark and started puffing.
Пожалуйста, давай немного отдохнем.
Please, let's have a break.
Ты слишком быстрый.
You're too
Слишком
fast,
сильный.
too strong, too tasty.
Лакомый, слишком.
Satisfied, I put my hands on my sides, waiting for the spoils of war from the defeated girl. But what I got instead was a sly snowball in my smug face. The cunning fox ran away, roaring with laughter, but I wasn't even mad about it. I needed to catch up to Elisa to tackle and subdue her, tear off her mask and see everything.
Бедный зайчик прыгает
Poor little bunny jumps around
возле мокрых сосен.
in the wet pine forest,
Страшно в лапы волку, серому попасть.
afraid of getting eaten by the big grey wolf.
Думает о лете, прижимает уши.
Thinking of hot summer, keeping his ears low,
На небо косится, небо не видать.
sneaking glances at the hidden sky. The sky really did disappear under the trees. I moved using the barking of Zulka as a guide, since she was closely following her owner, and I was getting closer, and the same trail I imagined back at school blinked under my feet. It turned out that running like there's no tomorrow was so easy. Faster, higher, faster. I felt like there was a well of untapped potential inside me and I drew from it. My muscles were buzzing, my lungs felt bigger, and I felt much stronger overall. Even my vision became sharper. I saw every inch icy branch, every dent in the bark. Something colorful was lying near the bushes, a piece of clothing. Another colorful spot to the right. Alisa was losing her clothes on the run, like shedding her skin. Oh my. Okay. I also used my teeth to take off my mittens, excited by all that. I'll get naked and feel all the wind to the last drop. Faster! I reached out to take off my hat, to throw away everything that stops me from running wild in this endless forest. The backpack slowed me down, so I threw it in the snow along with all the pens that were inside, with all the notebooks, all my drawings on the sidelines, and a dinosaur for Olya. Olya. Suddenly a clear picture appeared in my mind. My sister, standing still near a window, basking in the dusking sun. Her small childish palms are pressed to the glass, leaving marks when they warmed it up. She could warm up the whole world like that. She's looking at the taiga and saying my name.
Tosha!
Tosha! I stopped, took a deep breath, and realized how rash and stupid I was, trying to undress in the middle of a forest while chasing a fox. I returned to get my backpack, as if it was a part of my being I dropped. I remember again how my sister didn't like to be left home alone, how she asked me to come home faster. What kind of brother am I? Running in the forest that I used to scare my sister with. I'm having fun while she's not even allowed over the doorstep. Sit in your cage, Olya, and watch the same cartoons over and over.
Тоша!
Tosha!
Да, Оленька.
Yes, Olya?
Тоша, а куда?
Tosha, where are you?
Куда так скачешь, чмошник?
Where are you hopping to, fucker? Olya, what's your language? Bliat. Oh shit. Hello there. From the darkness behind the pines, just like the cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Simeon with a bunch of his cronies.
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
Yo, and Toshka.
Хе-хе, не вышло сдрыснуть, да?
Thought you could slip away, huh?
Очкарик в жопе Сарикна.
Check out this four-eyes freak, huh? They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Алиса!
Alisa! The name of my companion turned into a stifled cough. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. I was frantically looking everywhere. I dreamt of finding that fox among the trees, expecting her to come to my rescue, but only the wind replied to my pleas.
Где Алиса?
Where's Alisa?
Что вы с ней сделали?
What did you do to her? I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary.
Какая еще Алиса?
Who the fuck's Alisa?
У тебя чё, кукуха поехала?
Did you hit your head?
Не ссы, ща вмиг вылечим.
Whatever, we'll fix you right up. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree.
Ну как, полегчало?
So, feel better now? It can't be. Did Alisa really lure me into this trap to these bastards? No, I can't believe this.
Глядите-ка, пацаны, а здесь он не такой борзый, как в школе.
Looky here, guys, he's not so brave here compared to school.
Ага, вылитый терпиловна.
A total wimp, huh?
Ты, сука приезжая, не на того руку поднял.
You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Simeon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Baburin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. probably decided to have some fun at my expense first.
Слышь, Гондон Батькович,
Hey, F Junior. I don't think I should say that out loud.
это что ли твоя Алиса?
Is this your Lisa? Only then I noticed Zilka beside my legs, trembling from the cold snow plastered all over its fur. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with its hand.
Ой ты, батюшки.
Oh my.
Алиса, ко мне, сучка блохастая.
Alisa, come here, you flea-ridden B-word. The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up and she started carefully moving closer.
Иди сюда. Иди, дам кое-чего.
Oh no, please don't harm the dog, man. Yeah, come close, I've got something for you. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightening calls. At the edge of my vision I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Or were that just branches moving their icy branches? Or was that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка, она ж больше срать не сможет.
Romka, it won't be able to shit after this.
Давай теперь я.
Let me kick the fucking thing one more time.
Второй раз ебану минус на минус достать.
2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран?
What, are you an idiot?
Толкуй его на очкарику, где его место.
Go and show the Four Eyes his place.
Только так, чтобы он понял.
In a way, he'll understand.
Ага, за ним кофякна.
Yeah, he fucking owes you.
Этот очкарик тебе при всем классе всек.
The swimp whacked you in front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Simeon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face. In a
Ща,
moment-
парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу. Клеймо на всю жизнь останется.
In a moment, I'll hit your F face so hard, it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all my inner strength and bravery go? Stop!
Стой!
A wheezy whisper left my lips and my head tilted forward, hitting Simeon's vest. Red sparks flew from my eyes.
Яша, подсоби.
Yasha, give me a hand. Simeon gave me a rough push toward the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tipped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat.
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper?
А ты случаем не педик?
Is he actually a F or something? I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off and a ball of metal was sewn in its place.
Че молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай, ты педик?
Come on, tell us, are you an F? At this moment I felt pure unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like the Sprouts ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts.
Твари!
Morons!
Знаете, что мой
Did you know
отец...
that my
Кто-то
dad
педик.
is also a F? What? Why would you admit that to the bullies? Simeon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad
Он
dogs.
айкидо занимался. Поняли?
He knows Aikido. Got it?
Он еще воевал.
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы, с закрытыми глазами убивает.
He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed.
Я только слово скажу, он...
One word from me and he'll... Ronka lifted up his arm, stopping my turret of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Simeon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
That you say.
Мой батя тоже воевал.
My dad also fought in the war,
В Афгане.
in Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И mой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких войсках, интересно?
Oh really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled, fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фуфло гонит, Ромка.
He's full of shit, Romka.
Бля, будуна.
Sure as fuck, eh?
Думал, меня так просто развести?
Do you think I'm so easy to trick?
Я тебя, сучонка, насквозь вижу.
I can see through all your lies, little bee. There was a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me.
Ты сам себе приговор подписал.
You've asked for this.
В школе тебя училка спасла, ну а теперь все.
A teacher saved you at school. A teacher saved you at school, but here
Хана тебе.
you're fucked.
Во-во.
That's right.
Давай, Антошка. Молись, чтобы твой труп по весне нашли мне.
Pray that they find your dead body come spring, eh?
Сидел бы ниже травы, был бы целочкой.
If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул, одно дело.
Hitting Fatso is one thing,
Но про Афган пиздеть, где
But-
мой батя под пулями. Долг интернациональный. В Даште Марго, блядь.
but fucking around with stuff like Afghan, where my dad spent time under fire on international duty in fucking Dasht e Margo. Dasht e Margo, a desert region in the southern provinces of Helmand and Nimruz in Afghanistan. Its name can be translated into English as pain of death. During the conflict in Afghanistan, the Soviet army destroyed countless drug caravans headed to Iran there. I see.
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
Give him a good pounding, Sioma. The delinquent closed in on me again and I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Херач Майк Тайсон.
What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I remember it for the rest of my life. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. If I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Antoshka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck.
Слышь, Фрей, расслабься, а то больно будет.
Hey, easy buddy, I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might and my backpack ended up in his hands. Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my backpack.
Ты от нас что-то скрываешь, да?
Are you hiding something from us?
У меня в школе какая-то крыса сменку подрезала.
Some rat stole my school shoes.
Ща поглядим, может это был...
Let me see if it was.
Опачки!
And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile.
Так, а что это у нас здесь?
So, what do we have here? My text and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like a mask. Roma lifted it high as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops in the twilight among the trees. Did Elisa put it there? I wonder. An old bunny mask. Long worn out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simeon laughed.
Новый год уже прошел, мудила.
It's way past New Year's,
Или ты
moron.
реально поехавший?
Or are you really a loony?
Это не мое!
It's not
Да
mine.
как не твое,
How
В
come
твоем
it's
портфеле лежала она.
how come it's not? It was in your backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his
А
face.
знаешь что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами.
You'll hop
Зайчик.
like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай!
Yeah, come on.
Или без штанов домой пойдешь на.
Or we'll leave you pantsless, eh? Anything but this. What if someone from our class will pass by?
Надену.
I won't.
Сёма, надень-ка на него.
Sioma, put it on him.
Хе-хе.
Biasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Simeon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then,
Только учти, Сёма,
let me warn you, Sioma.
если он скакать не станет, ты сам за него поскачешь.
If he won't hop, you'll take his place, got it?
Этот чмошник и не станет.
This piece of shit won't?
Да погляди на него, он же дурик конченый.
Just look at him, he's a total loony.
Этот дурик тебе уже раз в жбан зарядил.
This loony had already smacked you in the face.
Ромка прав.
Ромka's right.
Давай, толстый. Восстанавливай авторитетно.
Come on, fatso, assert your fucking dominance.
Или сам у нас запрыгаешь так, что тетяндра отцепится.
I'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. It's funny. He must indeed be scared of Romka. Simeon swore silently and glared at me.
Вот,
Here,
это чтобы маска хорошо налезла.
it'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squash spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Simeon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Simeon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра,
Put it on
а
fast,
ту урою.
or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the eyes will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Simeon and his friends will be gone forever. I reached out, my hand wasn't shaking anymore. I decided to put it on. Simeon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. The fur felt warm to the touch, just like expected. I got goosebumps, electricity flowed through my spine.
Вот оно,
This is it,
мое спасение.
my salvation. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious. Just put it on, nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses. I got rid of the nasty spit on the paper mache. There was movement inside of the bunny face, as if something was trying to break out, and I needed and I needed to help it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it toward my flaming cheeks, just like in that movie with Jim Carrey, The Mask. This mask had power. This mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull. My nose took the shape of my face. It smelled like an animal lair and pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy material. My armor. Strangely enough, though, the slits of the old carnival mask was able to see as good as through my glasses. A trio of boys, frozen in the clearing, snowflakes frozen in the air, the trees whose shadows formed black streams toward me, and a weird silhouette in the early twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Simeon nervously whispered,
Пацаны, что
Hey.
это с ним?
"Hey guys, what's up with him?" I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible clumps of fog flew toward me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the forest's power with every pore of my body. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling.
Он превращается!
He's turning. You asked for this. I made a step forward. Simeon carefully stepped toward me as if he was walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless alluring, it was beckoning me away from the problems to the new wonderful world, the world of magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat and threw it to the snow with a fast motion, then growled. I felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Simeon.
Он превращается!
He's turning.
Твою мать!
Fuck.
Превращается!
Конченого мудака!
Turning into a fucking retard. The clearing blew up in hysteric laughter. Biasha was clutching his stomach. Roma smirked, shaking his head. And Simeon, who was laughing the most out of the three, spat on his knuckles and waved his fist like a club.
Ну и дебил же ты, Тошик!
You're such a moron, Tosha. A fist collided with my mask, and the fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There was no power, no smoke coming from the pines. I flew toward the bushes and landed on my butt. A vision, bolstered by adrenaline a moment before, returned to normal.
Вот это был номер.
Now that was something.
Думал, он на четвереньки встанет и сгрызет нас всех,
I thought he'd get on all fours and tear us to bits,
как морковку.
like a carrot.
Не, ну вы видели,
Yo, did you see that, eh?
видели?
Did you?
Это считается, что он попрыгал.
Does this count as him hopping?
Это даже лучше.
This was even better. I sobbed. The mask was one advantage. If I cried now, nobody would see my
Ну
tears.
и дурик.
What a
Да
loony.
тебе в психбольнице место.
You belong in a loony house.
Психбольница для животных, на!
For animals, eh? Simeon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glasses out of my numbed fingers.
Отдай очки.
Give my glasses back.
Я домой не дойду.
I won't make it home.
Чё ж,
Bullshit.
знаешь, какой у зайцев нюх?
Haven't you heard that bunnies have a good sense of
По
smell?
запаху доберешься, не ссы.
So don't worry, just use it.
Прыг-скок, прыг-скок.
Hippity hop, hippity hop. Simeon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin.
Кролики очки не носят.
Besides, bunnies don't wear glasses.
А теперь вали отсюда,
Now
даун.
scram, retard. I stood up, still wobbly. The trees became a blurry dark wall. 3 bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eye sockets and mouths. But it looked like there was more of them than it should be. I turned to the forest. Simeon's boots came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickening my shameful retreat.
Прыг-скок, прыг-скок!
Hippity hop, hippity hop. I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite, and then zigzagged through the fire break, alone in a giant snow-laden world. You were hoping for a miracle. I was, dude. The trunks around me bent in all directions. Their treetops disappeared into the darkness above me. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry by now. Only sadness and longing were left. A desire to bury myself under the snow or leave for the Neverland, joining Vova and Senya. I didn't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here. Somewhere very far away. Hey, it's the house. Nice.
Так, я не поняла. Антон, а где очки? Потерял?
Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose
Да,
them?
ну, мам,
See,
И как можно быть таким рассеянным?
How can
Ты
you be
думаешь,
so...
я деньги печатаю?
How can you be so careless? Do you think I own a money printing press?
Как же? Будешь до следующего года в старых очках ходить.
Yeah, right. You'll be wearing your old glasses until next year. Oh, you rushed to me.
А я лису увидела!
I saw a fox. Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many pieces with a loud thang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause was a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment.
То сова, то лиса.
First it was an owl, now it's a fox.
Когда ж тебе надоест?
Will you ever get tired of this?
Правда, правда!
But it's true.
Такая пушистая!
She was so fluffy.
Она у забора стояла на задних лапах, совсем как человек.
She stood on her back legs near the hedge, just like a person.
Она меня позвала, а тут мама вышла, и лиса убежала.
The fox called my name, but then mom came and she fled.
Не было там никакой лисы.
There was no
Не
fox.
выдумывай.
Stop making things up.
не подходи к ней.
Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth.
Ты чего, Тоша?
What's wrong, Tosha?
Не подходи, слышишь?
Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I
Ну,
hesitated.
лиса ведь укусить может.
Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined my Elisa, liberated carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands.
Это ж была не настоящая лиса.
It wasn't a real fox.
Расскажи ему, Оль.
Tell him, Olya.
Она на двух ногах ходила, а еще была в платье одета.
She stood on two legs and she wore a dress.
Только она была взаправду.
And she was real.
Видишь?
See? Mom showed us a tired smile as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered,
Еще раз увидишь ее.
"If you
беги.
see her again, run." I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please, stop driving me mad, please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening like usual. I had already finished the hard part. There was only my art homework left, my favorite subject. Draw. Ah, it's a dino. I needed to draw some sort of magic beast. I wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reached towards the orange paint all by itself. One stroke after another, the picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow-white sheet. She stood on her back legs and wore a sly smile. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. The carnivorous fake, like the smiles of women, form woman form adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city, an alluring smile that was masked deep-seated malice. And the fox's eyes turned out red as if bloodshot. They looked more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember drawing them this way. I moved away from the table and the lamp's light reflected from the wet paint. The drawing was glossy. It felt like the fox was watching me, waiting.
Антон!
Jesus, Dad. Anton,
Ты что, оглох?
are you deaf?
Я задумался.
I was just
Тебя
thinking.
спрашиваю, ты сестру не видел?
I'll ask you again. Have you seen your sister?
Опять она где-то прячется.
She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed and I froze. Olya's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips. Shh.
Оля, я тебя вижу.
Olya, I can see
Вылезай,
you.
ты же в пыли вся.
Get out of here. You're covered in dust. Olya crawled from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking down.
Пойдем, Оль.
Let's go.
Я тебе сказку
I'll read you a
почитаю.
fairy tale.
Посижу с тобой, пока не уснешь.
Keep you company until you fall asleep.
Я с вами спать хочу. Не в той комнате.
I want to sleep with you, not in that room.
Там...
It's... Mom entered the room.
Что, опять сова?
What, the owl again?
А кто ж еще?
And what do you think?
Оль, она не придет больше.
Olya, it won't come
Я
anymore.
ее прогнал.
I chased it away. Olya shook her head in defiance.
Не прогнал.
You didn't.
Она придет.
And it will come.
Она сказала, что будет каждую ночь
Is it-
приходить.
It said that it will come every night.
О, так она у тебя говорящая?
Oh, it talks now. Olya ignored the question and then asked with newfound determination.
Можно я с вами посплю?
Can I sleep with you?
Можно?
Please?
В самый последний
This
раз.
will be the last time.
Ты же говорила, что последний раз был вчера.
Didn't you say yesterday was the last time?
Ольга, ты уже большая девочка.
Olga, you're a big girl now.
А пусть у меня ложится.
Why don't you let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olya shook her head again.
Нет, у тебя не хочу. Она и на тебя смотрит.
No, I don't want your room. It watches you too. I felt goosebumps all over my body.
Хватит!
Enough.
Нет никакой совы.
There's no owl.
Ты сегодня спишь у себя, ясно?
You're sleeping in your own room tonight, got it?
Ну, пожалуйста, мам.
Mom, please.
Пожалуйста.
Please. Mom took Olya's hand and tried to lead her out of my room.
Пойдем, милая. Не мешай брату.
Let's go, sweetie. Don't bother your brother. Olya clutched the bed's head with her free hand.
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста.
Please, please, please.
Не хочу к ней.
I don't want to go to it. Mom was tugging Olya toward herself, but she didn't budge. Only the bed's head squeaked in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olya up and carrying her out of the room, despite her desperate protests and pleas.
Не надо.
No,
Не надо к ней.
don't take me to it.
Она опять смотрит.
It's going to watch me again.
Мамочка, пожалуйста.
I've listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while.
Мне страшно. Мама, папа, ну последний раз, ну последний, обещаю, честно. Не хочу туда.
In the end, my parents gave up and let Olya sleep with them. But it was surely the last time ever.
Отправляйте меня туда.
The voice acting is phenomenal, I'll say that. I wonder how much they got paid. And everybody settled down. I was lying in my room thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down only after closing the curtains of my room shut. But as soon as I closed my eyes, memories of my day started jumping around in front of me. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here. The faces of dead classical writers of their portraits, the prim and regal rows of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me.
Эй, новенький, новенький.
Hey, transfer student, transfer student.
Чего тебе, Катя?
What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying while hiding her hands behind her back and then asking me with a fake smile on her face.
Скажи, пожалуйста,
Can I
а
ask you
чего
something?
это тебя к нам перевели?
Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Paulina, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopikas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Volga's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart.
Это все из-за моих родителей.
It's all because of my
У
parents.
папы тут новая работа. А мама...
Dad has a new job here, and my mom. But Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed toward the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Да, конечно.
Yeah, right.
Он нас тут совсем за дурачков держит.
He takes us all for fools.
Я вот слыхала, что это все из-за его отца.
I heard it's all because of his father.
Он недавно кому-то крутому дорогу перешел, и теперь они всей своей семейкой в нашем захолустье скрываются.
He crossed the road of some big shot, and now their family is hiding in our remote little village.
Неправда! Ты все врешь!
That's not true, you're lying.
А слышали, как он бабулина просто так стукнул?
Oh, did you hear how he bit Berberin out of the blue?
Это каким надо быть уродом, чтобы в первый же день так над одноклассником измываться?
What kind of freak must you be to start bullying your classmates from one day?
Прекрати! Ты же
From
знаешь,
day
он
one.
первый начал!
Stop, you know he started it.
И будто этого мало.
And if that wasn't enough,
Ходят слухи, что этот чудик повсюду таскает с собой
there are
заячью маску.
rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes.
Ой, девочки, ну кто же в своем уме будет такое делать?
You in the right mind would do something like that, huh, girls?
Ясно, понятно. Со странностями наш Антошка.
I see. Our Antoshka must be truly special.
Может, слабоумный? А может,
Maybe he's an autist. But what if
не маньяк?
he's a serial
Если
killer?
в его портфеле хорошо покопаться, там и топор отыскать можно. А может, что и похуже.
I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough. Or something even worse.
Да-да-да.
Yes.
Замолчи! Заткнись!
Shut up.
Вон как раскричался-то, будто ужаленный.
Look at him scream as if something bit him.
А зрачки-то, зрачки какие широкие.
His pupils, look at how wide they are.
Опять чего доброго с катушек слетит и руки распускать начнет.
I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again.
Не зря же его мать с таблетками пичкает.
I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him with those pills, right? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in.
Да-да,
Yeah, that's right.
он такой же ненормальный, как и его сестрица.
He's as insane as his little sister.
Представляете, к этой сумасшедшей дурочке каждую ночь прилетает сова ростом с человека.
Can you imagine that she says a human-sized owl visits her every night?
Да-да,
Yes.
только что-то ее никто из здоровых людей не видел.
But not a single healthy person has seen it.
А этот наивный простак ей верит.
And this simpleton believes her.
Нет, ну вы представляете?
Can you believe that? And then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd.
Это правда, Антон?
Is that true, Anton? No.
Неужели действительно тебе не здоровится?
Are you really? Are you unwell?
Полина, послушай меня!
Paulina, please listen to me.
Как же?
Yeah, right.
Не слушай этого болтуна, Полиночка.
Don't listen to this liar, Polinoshka.
Ты еще не знаешь.
You don't even know
Он тебя на другую променял. Не из нашей школы.
that he cheated on you with someone not from our school.
На Алису.
With Elisa. Paulina slouched at her son, kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. Listen, it wasn't. It's not like that. Like, I thought I had the option to, like, look at this one and then look at this one. Okay. I could have chosen her as well. Maybe I will again. No. No.
Почему она, Антон? Почему?
Why, Anton? Why? Oh, why her? Okay. I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Убери от нее свои лапы, чудовище!
Get your paws off her, you monster. Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. I slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip creep. I felt my upper lip creep up, showing my teeth.
То, что твой отец бьет мать, еще не дает тебе права поднимать руку на девушку!
The fact that your father beat your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya.
Ага! Слетел-таки! Слетел!
Ahaha, he went nuts. Nuts.
Спасите! Помогите! Петров с катушек слетел!
Help! Help! Petrov went completely insane. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. At the same time, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring and growing. The subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot up toward the ceiling, turned into a giant black forest, chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of an ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell.
Вот ты и показал свое животное нутро!
So you've finally shown your animal nature.
Трус!
Coward. Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Anton!
Почему она?
Why her? No!
Чем она лучше меня?
What makes her better than me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears.
Он!
He is just an
Животное!
animal,
Чужак!
an outsider. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them. Anton! Anton!
Пожалуйста!
Please!
Давай!
Oh yeah, wake up! Oh yeah, wake up. I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton, please!
Вставай! Вставай!
Wake up! Wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase.
Сова! Сова!
The owl! The owl!
Пожалуйста!
Please!
Я боюсь!
I'm scared. Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up.
Оля, я сейчас.
Wait a second,
Хочешь, я
Olya.
тебе Мурзилку
Want me to
почитаю?
read Mirzilka for you? Mirzilka, a Soviet and Russian monthly illustrated magazine for kids. It has been published since 1924. The magazine uses an unidentified yellow creature wearing a scarf and a red beret as its mascot. Writers like Samuel Marshak and Agnia Barto contributed to the magazine early in their careers.
Подожди.
Give me. I place my bare heels on the cold floor. I fall around for my glasses. Remember Simeon, his underhanded act, and sighed. Anton! Okay guys, I'm going to stop here for today. Or I'll probably do another one later. But I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. Let me just see if I saved it. Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna save it one more time. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, I love you very much, and I'll see you again later, or tomorrow.
Bye bye.